have my own battles with depression. I've talked about it on this podcast, and even my wife doesn't know to the extent that I battle them. But
earlier today, he goes, "I got news," and I said, "Okay." He goes, "I'll tell you later." I was like, "Why would you drop that? Why would you say I got news?"
Well, we were in front of company, and I didn't want to talk about it in front of companies.
I know, but I was just saying, "I've got news. Tell you later."
So this is a bit, I will warn people. This is a bit heavy. This might be a heavier episode.
Okay, Justin. So. Oh gosh, this is.
Well,
okay, no, I can't take it. I'm scared. No, I'm really scared.
I'm going to talk about it, so you can. Okay, she doesn't know, guys.
I'm freaking out. No, I truly can you tell I really don't know?
Somebody I know, a friend of mine, took their life. I found out today.
Somebody I know that you're sure of?
You don't know, but you'll see how the impact is. I mostly know them through work relationships remotely, but it was
relationships remotely. You mean you guys usually email and stuff like that? Yeah.
So basically, I've been working with this person for the past year. And I haven't heard from this person in a week. So I reached out, and then this person's sister reached out to me and said, "I have some belongings here with your name on it. How can I get them to you?" And I responded back, and I was just like, "What's going on with so and so?" And she called me, and she said that he took his life. And this person is the electrical engineer on my project. So,
what?
Yeah. So, let me catch some of you guys up. I invented a light. It's patent pending now. It's called the Daisy Ring. She's processing it. It's something I've invented, and I've spent the last year and a half on this with other people, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, industrial designers. This is something I think is going to be amazing in the video space. So my electrical engineer that I've been working with and even talking to all the time.
But didn't you have a meeting last week?
Yeah.
He was on the meeting?
Yeah.
I'm trying to process. Was he married?
No.
No children?
No.
So he's fairly young.
He graduated from Georgia Tech, a very bright person, and I'm saying this, posthumously, but as I told his sister, the reason I've been working with him for the past year and a half is because his integrity with his work, and his work was so good, and I just trusted him. He's an electrical engineer. He could make shortcuts that I don't know about, because it's not an area that I know about, and his work was so good. He has so much integrity that I looked on the day that he took his life. On that same day at 8:10 p.m., I got an email from him. It was a little bit cryptic, and I wrote back. He just said, "I want to catch you up to date on where we are, and I also want to include the master files on everything that I've worked on so that you have it."
So he sent that to you?
Yeah. This was at 8:10 p.m., and that was when his sister said he took his life.
So he pretty much knew that he was ready to do this, but he's like, let me wrap up my work.
Yeah. He was getting his affairs, that the people he was accountable to.
Babe, but he was fairly young then.
35.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did you speak to his sister a little bit? He was battling depression maybe?
Yeah, depression.
Oh my God.
I have my own battles with depression. I've talked about it on this podcast, and even my wife doesn't know to the extent that I battle them. But I thought about sometimes I cry in my car, probably once a month, and I don't even know why. Just feelings just overwhelm me, and I thought of this person who I've been working with for over a year, and I've been very friendly with, and I would say that we're kind of friends, and but we're mostly work relationship, but we talk a lot, we work together. He helped me invent the product. I put his name on the patent. That's how loyal I am. It's their work is so good. I'm I'm going to put your name on the patent for this, because I couldn't have done it without you. But I just thought about today, as I heard this, I just thought about this is a person that, let me go back to the emails and just where are not the signs, but it's just I was just talking, and I thought about my own life, and I thought about what depression is, and it's just so overwhelming, and it's so heavy that is the choice that you're making. And nothing led up to it saying this is going to happen if I don't get help, but this is going to happen.
It seemed, I mean, I don't know him, but
I mean, you've seen him on Zoom or whatever.
Yeah, I saw him on the Zoom. I'm saying outside, looking in, obviously, it seems like something that moment or that night or that day, not even a specific something, I'm saying like he was overwhelmed in that day because if he's been battling depression, I'm sure he's had ups and downs. But it seems like this down was too much.
But the people who don't understand depression, I will let you know how I feel about things sometimes. Sometimes your life can be perfect. Your downs in depression has nothing to do with what your happiness should be. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I look at my life and I'm like, wow, we just got paid. I have a beautiful family. I'm driving in a car that I paid for. The weather's nice. My belly's full from a great meal. There's nothing to be upset about. But it's oftentimes just the heaviness of life. It's just something that some people carry a burden around, and it becomes overwhelming. And I'm saying that because I fight this. I fight it. Because I know that my depression could be so much worse if I did not work out and try to look the way I want to look, if I didn't journal, if I didn't eat well, if I didn't have a beautiful family. Obviously all that matters. But I need all these things in place to overcome things sometime. Not that I'm close to taking my life, but I have been in the past. Before I had a family and before I got sober, I was in places where I wrote suicide letters. I obviously didn't act out on them, but I wrote them. And they were very short. They were basically saying, don't feel sorry for me. I've had a great life. I'm just overwhelmed. I just don't want to do it anymore. It's just, life is exhausting. And I've talked about it before, is that how precious life is, but sometimes some of us don't want to live on forever. When you experience and understand all that life has to offer, at some point it gets draining to do it over again and again and again. And some people, I think with depression, especially if you're doing it alone, it's more difficult. And I don't know the battles that he had going on, but I can only imagine they were really bad. But I do know, even in the past month, talking to him once a week, and he's excited about my project. He likes the progress we're making. I had a really cool project for him. I'm like, okay, let's go in this direction, which gave him something fun. And he even said he's never, done it this way, and he wanted to really, challenge himself. And I'm sure he had other projects in his life that were really, invigorating and galvanizing, and it wasn't enough. People take their life in an instant, and a lot of times you talk to them last week and they appeared to be fine. You met them out for dinner or drinks or whatever, and then next thing you know, they took their life. And like I said, there's just a heaviness with some people that is really hard to burden.